We're at the Redpath Festival here in Toronto. I'm standing here with Rhythm of the Nation, DJ Wood. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, great to be here, man. Thank you.
I love your nickname. It's Creeasian.
Yes, my stage name is Creeasian. I come from my late mom is from Goodfish First Nations, which is in Alberta. She's Cree First Nations, and my dad's Vietnamese. So being a performer and a dancer, music, it's always like you have your nickname or stage name. And so my crew, my good friend Mikey Swerve, just one day was like, hey, where do you come from and what's your background? It just came together. Like it made sense, the wordplay and just that sense of like celebrating both cultures though too.
Let's talk a little bit about the Canadian history. You know, some of it was pretty dark towards the First Nations. In the past, I did talk radio and talked to some survivors of residential schools. I want you to share how you're using your music right now, not only to educate a little bit about the past, but at the same time bring the culture of the First Nations into the non-First Nation world and trying to unite Canada together.
I feel like, you know, with the arts, with music, dance, it's always been a part of our culture and many people's cultures. If you look at the their ancestors and how they contribute with their culture, music, the drum, dances, language has always been there. So I'm not really doing anything new. I'm just kind of just taking those frequencies, the energy that's always been there, and just trying to find a way that I could engage with like-minded people, creative people, the youth, even elders, because there's also the misconception of hip-hop being from one race or it's all about being negative. So I think it's definitely important with the music and dance by being in the front, leading by example, that we're in videos, we're magazines, interviews, and being that, you know, letting young Native people, Indigenous people see their own faces on these platforms and how they're sharing and how they're passionate and proud to be who they are and where they come from.
I was watching the dance before, and you mixed sort of break dancing with First Nations dancing. It was put together, excellent choreography. This something that's definitely come together through a few people throughout Turtle Island, and just taking the essence, the culture, our cultural background, our identity, and fusing it, not just fusing it, but having the conversation together, because I feel and witnessed and experienced that hip-hop, its parallels with Indigenous culture, such as the medicine wheel. It talks about directions, it talks about all nations being in the same circle, learning and growing together, and that's the same values that hip-hop, the original blueprint and the energy that is behind hip-hop, it came from oppression. Hip-hop was created by oppression, and the kids that created in New York were just sick and tired of seeing their own people getting killed, murdered, or just dealing with social issues, drug addictions. And so they created this thing called hip-hop, the dance, the music, the art. And so I feel like that same energy was with our ancestors. They had that with cave drawings, hieroglyphics, from traditional powwow to song and dance to storytelling. All those elements already existed. So it just makes sense that both of them speak very well to each other, and it's definitely about having a conversation and allowing everybody to feel comfortable to be a part of that conversation. Well, you're taking it to the stage right now, and you're touring with a tribe called Red too.
Yeah, it's been amazing this past year and a half. I've known them since they started, and it's a beautiful collaboration, and just being a part of the energy. They definitely paved the way for, you know, natives like myself and many other from around Turtle Island to be proud of who we are and to share our music, to share our culture. And definitely with protocols though too. We're not trying to reinvent anything, say that we're doing anything new, but we're just, you know, we're pushing some boundaries though too. Definitely, you know, some people may feel a ways, maybe because we have our regalia on stage or we're in, you know, festivals or clubs. But I feel, you know, my good friend Q-Rock, part of the show, Manitou Neiman, his father, Bobby Woods, he brought ceremony to the jails, and at that time it was frowned upon because he was bringing ceremonies to people that may have murdered or been of, you know, something very violent. So I feel like us bringing regalia in our culture to festivals and dances,
is that same energy. We need to bring that energy, that healing energy, to the people who need it the most, and to show people that how beautiful our culture is. To forget those stereotypes that you've seen in Hollywood movies and what gets passed around. So I really feel it's vital. It's important that groups like Tribe Called Red are out there and being in music videos, being on those platforms that they are, and inspiring us to carry it, keep that fire burning.
I noticed you had some art right here. I want you to quickly just talk about that. I know you're kind of pressed for time, but just if you could just spare a few more seconds just to talk about the artwork here.
Oh yeah, this artwork is done by my good friend, my brother, Q-Rock Manitouniman. His style, I can't really speak on it, but I know that it does come from a woodland style, and his influence comes from many different backgrounds, from hieroglyphics to Picasso, to cave drawings, to many different art forms that just make into what he's doing. And it's taking that essence, that energy from hip-hop, taking an idea, not copying and pasting it, but adding to it, contributing to the art. And the story, you could see it if you see his art, what he's really trying to do. And I don't have full information. I'm still learning. My brother teaches me so much every time he shares something with me, but his idea was trying to show you the spirit, paint the spirit of things. You could already see things in physical, but with his knowledge and what he shared with me, is that he's really trying to show you the spirit of things. So it's amazing to be a part of it.
Thank you so much for your time there, Matthew.
Thank you.